list. If I had budget, I would put a lot of effects there, but I'm probably not going to do that. Welcome to the list.
You could.
I could. I really, really could, but I don't know whether I'm going to do that or not. Welcome to the list. This is a show where we pluck out a name out of the very famous list from the Geeks, Flicks, and Joysticks podcast, and we watch it and view it for your review it for your viewing pleasure. It's been a minute. Mm-hmm. I am your host, Editor Praz. With me, sometimes mi compia.
Force feeling Felix.
He feels the force. May the force be with you, and happy Star Wars Day, Felix.
Happy Star Wars Day, Edward.
Happy Star Wars Day. In honor of Star Wars Day, we're going to go back to the prequels de Star Wars. And that's what we're doing all this month. And I think we have an extra day. So we might throw in some Top Gun or whatever. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to his channel to make sure what movies are coming up next. Today, as I mentioned, we're starting with le prequels. Star Wars Episodio 1, The Phantom Menace. Turmoil has engulfed the Galactic Republic. The taxation of trade routes to outlying star systems is in dispute. Hoping to resolve the matter with a blockade of deadly battleships, the greedy Trade Federation has stopped all shipping to the small planet of Naboo. While the Congress of the Republic endlessly debates this alarming chain of events, the Supreme Chancellor has secretly dispatched 2 Jedi Knights, the guardians of peace and justice in the galaxy, to settle the conflict. I want to remind y'all, this is supposed to be a fucking children's movie.
Allegedly.
So yeah, I'm gonna be a Mamon and I'm gonna read all the scrolls. I remember watching this a lot. I don't remember everything that I just read incorrectly as a cheering. I remember watching this motherfucker a lot. But what freaks me out the most is the Fox intro.
I know, it's
Doesn't
fucking
it?
weird.
And you got the Lucas art, and it just feels weird, doesn't it?
It does. I to tell you the truth, I really forgot they were produced by Fox.
Me too. It just feels like one of those YouTube videos that are like making fun of stuff like, oh, what if this old, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't feel real anymore. It's weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember watching this one specifically a lot. This was supposed to be our Star Wars, right? Technically.
Yeah. This
It was
is
for us.
our Star Wars, yeah.
Because, I mean, we were what, 9? Hovering around 8 or 9 years old when this came out.
What year was it?
99, I'm guessing.
Yeah, we were 9. No, we were 8.
Yeah. So I remember watching this like a sumbitch a lot, like back then, and I really haven't seen it back again with my big brain.
Had big brain time.
My big brain. But my question was going in, are these really that bad? Because if you just listen to the Star Wars nerds, you would think these are the worst movies ever created.
Oh, until
the new ones.
Yeah.
And then until the new ones after that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just like they revel in the hate of their own franchise, which is kind of wild. But at the same time, that's what we were doing with Fantastic Beasts. So I don't know. I feel kind of hypocritical.
Shout out to the guys that commented.
Shout outs to the comments in the comment section below. I shout you guys out. We read every single comment. We love it. So make sure you guys do that. Yeah, it's a little, I feel very weird about it.
It is strange because, I mean, I this one I didn't watch as much as the Clone Wars.
Really?
Because my mom gave that to me for my birthday.
Oh, Clone Wars?
On VHS, yeah.
Yeah.
No, the Attack of the Clones.
Oh.
The second movie. But bringing it back to this one.
Potato, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I know. And more with you.
Yeah.
Anyways, the thing is that this movie I remember watching in the theaters, and I was like, what the fuck? Because I had the OGs in mind. And with these ones, they were strange because they went all political and the Trade Federation and I was like, what the okay? Is this relevant in any way? But it is. And
I mean, as a child, I'm not paying attention to that. I'm just waiting for the pupils in the fucking pod racing, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I really do think they are bad.
These are? You're talking all 3?
Yes, I mean, we'll talk about the order, the escalation.
Yeah.
But this one specifically, the Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
I think it is a bad one, but not as bad as everyone says it is.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody is saying that the whole prequels are the garbage caca, and after rewatching them, I'm like, y'all going way too hard on the paint, man.
Bien cabrón.
They're not really that fucking bad. Like, I was kind of dreading this whole experience about how, trying to rewatch them, and I wanted to rewatch them again with a bigger brain, try to understand why do people hate them that much and all this shit. But I was going in expecting like a 4 or 5 out of 10, and I came out with like, you know what? That's not that fucking bad. Y'all are fucking haters, man.
Exactly. It was really strange because, I mean, we'll get into it later, but it has its gripes.
Yeah, no. They're not perfect. They're not perfect by any means, but they're not as bad as the internet says that they are. And they've been saying that they are.
Exactly. Yes, and it's weird. It's a weird feeling. Like, well, compared to the new ones, now it's dumbed down because everybody says, well, the prequel trilogy aren't that bad anymore. I was like, oh shit.
It could be also adults like us, because again, these were for us. So it really does depend as to who. Irá, vienen pinches motos, güey.
Pod racers.
I mean, pod racers. That's what I was thinking of. Pinches pod racers. It could be like adults our age who or diehards back then that could be justifying it and be saying, no, they're actually not that bad. But if you look down the cast, it's pretty wild. You got Liam Neeson, Ewan McGregor, Natalie Portman, and then bigger stars down the line, of course, Samuel L. Jackson, etc., etc., etc. But what surprised me the most, kinda, is how monotone everybody acts.
Dude,
nobody has any colorway.
There's no inflection. There's no nothing. There's no essence to fucking anything.
No.
And the worst part of it all is, I think Jar Jar Binks is the most articulate of all of them.
We'll get into Jar Jar. Let me try to go by my notes because we're going to go all over the place. And I might make this point. We're going to make this point back around. But the cast is pretty wild. Like, the cast is dope, right? Salvage a few people, then I kind of disagree. But let's go by my notes because the notes I was taking as I was watching the movie. Do the visuals hold up? I believe that they kind of do.
No. Oh, I disagree
nice.
wholeheartedly.
Nice. I think I was being nice.
Yes, you were. You were being gratefully nice because Jar Jar looks like a previs.
Yeah. Compared to now, yeah. But it's watchable. You don't think so? I'm just talking visuals. You're just talking visuals.
I'm sticking to the visuals.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, let's say 60% of the movie as foul as fuck.
Really?
I really think so because
maybe I've been playing too many old video games that I'm like, oh, it's not that bad.
Maybe because
I've been playing Rogue Squadron all week. Make sure you go to my fucking channel where I played Star Wars Rogue Squadron, and I'm like, oh, those graphics are not that bad.
I mean, well, that was counterbalanced with the gameplay because that game's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But bringing it back to this, I think 40% of the movie, I would say they're good ones. Like not passable, but good.
Yeah.
And the other ones are really,
do you
really
remember
bad.
Yoda being a puppet in the OG in the theater release?
And what?
Yoda, when we watched it, was a puppet. So any version that you see now and they're re-released, he got digitized.
Are you for real?
Yeah. In the episode 1 Phantom Menace on VHS and all that, anything that's retouched the first version of it, he was a puppet.
Is there a way we could see that?
I'm pretty sure you can pull it up, yeah.
No mames, wait. Yeah. I like legit, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't remember him being a puppet. Like in my head, I always seen Yoda be digitized, but yeah, I think he was digitized. And another thing, I wasn't aware or didn't remember Yoda being voiced by Frank Oz.
Who's that?
The OG creator of Puppets, Mr. Puppets himself, Kermit the Frog, all the Muppets.
No te pases, neta?
Yeah,
the OG Yoda.
OG Yoda, all the Yodas. Yoda's only been voiced by like a handful of people.
No way.
Yeah, and Frank Oz is the guy. Mr. Muppets, man. That's wild.
No wonder that
I didn't think
Yoda was so cool.
Yeah, I mean, I never thought about that. I never thought, yo, who the fuck voiced Yoda until I rewatched it, and I was like, it's fucking Frank Oz. What word? That's fucking wild. But like I mentioned at the beginning of my cheeky intro, these movies are rated PG, and it's really weird because it's hella complicated, even for my alleged big brain. Right? I didn't remember. I felt they usually say that the second one is more political. I feel like this one is the most political because no, that's not true. The second one is the most, there's politics all over the place. It's just wild because I really just remember go and attack and fight, and then they're fighting and now, like, even from the jump, I was kind of like, okay, what are we doing? Wait, what? It took me like 15 minutes to catch on what the fuck is actually going on, and I'm like, this is for fucking kids, or was supposed to be? Like, damn, it's kind of heavy for kids is what I'm trying to get at.
To the point where years after, I just got all the politics stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I just understand it. And I watched it, I'm going to say the last time I watched it before this last time was like 3 years ago maybe. Caught it on the TV. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. And now that I was watching it like conscientiously, I caught every politics side and I was like, oh my God, it's fucking boring.
I mean, it's just complicated that it makes you tune out, I feel like. I don't know about boring because then there's like cool pew-pews.
See, hey, only sidebar. Did you know that Keira Knightley was the stand-in for Senator Amidala?
Yep.
I forgot.
I forgot too.
Up until there was when they were commemorating or commending R2.
Yeah.
She smiled and I was like, "Oh shit, that was Keira Knightley."
From the first time that she switches and she's like baiting, I'm like, "Wait, that's Keira Knightley. I thought it was Natalie Portman." And then I saw Natalie Portman in the background. I'm like, "Oh, they're gonna do a switcheroo." Like, I could tell that they're going to do a switcheroo. I was just waiting for the moment when they did. And it was pretty cool. And then
I forgot about it.
Next week we're going to see who stood in for her in the next movie. I don't know if you saw that too. But
the second one, yeah.
The second one, we'll get into that.
I don't know who stood in for her in the second one.
Yeah, we'll get into that one too. Okay, here's the $1 million question. And I don't know if you're going to agree with me now. I kind of wish you didn't, but again, you do you. Is Jar Jar that fucking bad?
He's annoying.
He's annoying, but again, they label him as the worst thing to ever happen into Star Wars. So I'm going in with that expectation because as a child, I don't remember being annoyed or being bothered by him whatsoever.
But as a child, I thought it was funny. Right now, I think it's like an annoying ass character. Is it the worst thing to happen to Star Wars?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think Rey was the worst thing that happened to Star Wars up to now.
Oh, shit.
I don't like that. I don't like the Mary Soonis. Anyways, but Jar Jar, he's ball-bustingly annoying, but I don't think it's the worst thing that ever happened.
He is too much, right?
Yes.
He is too much. And he talks like a bad Google Translate trying to be funny with like different culture slang. You know, you can hear some like Filipino and Mexican in there sometimes. But I think I kind of get it because Obi-Wan and how do you say his name?
Qui-gon.
And everybody else in the movie is so monotone and not very emotional or colorful at all that I felt like maybe they felt the need to inject some kind of life through Jar Jar. You know, they maybe overcorrected with the colors. It was probably like too crazy many of colors, but I feel like that was their purpose of Jar Jar, is to be the comedic relief, but it's too yes, dial it down, but it's not as bad as the internet yells at you claiming it is.
No. And after a few years, I remember reading this like plan that said that Jar Jar was the true Sith Lord.
Yeah.
And I love that stuff. I really love that angle.
Now, you think that's real stuff, or you think that's trying to correct the public's views of how terrible Jar Jar actually is?
I think it's a bit of both, because even the voice actor and the voice and mocap actor said or talked about that or mentioned it in an interview, which was kind of interesting. Yeah. But I do think it's a bit of both. Like, maybe they had an outline, and then mostly they wanted to just make Jar Jar something people didn't hate that much.
And this makes total sense now that, hindsight's 2020. But George Lucas says that Jar Jar's inspiration was Goofy. He's based off of Goofy.
Oh, damn it! It's obvious now that you mentioned it.
It's fucking obvious from how he looks and all that. But that Sith Lord theory is that because he fucks up so bad, it's almost as if he's trying to do that, and that his like fighting style is like the drunken monkey style or whatever.
Yeah,
where it makes you look like you're clumsy, like you don't know what you're doing, but every move is actually calculated. And then he ends up, giving power to the whatever the fuck and the politicians in the second movie that actually lended to, like, he was a pivotal piece. He gave power to Palpatine when he needed the most, I guess. And there's
he backed him like real hardcore.
Right. So I would like to subscribe to that. But if they don't blatantly come out and say theories, I mean, yeah, as much fun as it is to like theorize and say all that, I'm not a huge fan of them making things up after the fact and then be like, oh yeah, totally. You know what I'm saying? If I like it when it's intended from the beginning, and I don't know.
Dumbledore's homosexuality?
Yes. That's blatantly what I'm trying to like get at, If that wasn't your intent from the beginning, even though they claim that there's stuff from the book, blah, 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 blah. And if you look at a bunch of videos on YouTube, like George Lucas is like hinting, I saw a video where he was like, oh, Jar Jar is the key. Jar Jar's going to make everything funny or whatever the fuck. Mm-hmm. And you piece it all together, you can make a very dope Jar Jar Binks, is the greatest Sith Lord of all time video, right? Mm-hmm. But whether or not that's blatantly, I don't know. And it could be fun for people not to be told that too, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, keep it under wraps.
Yeah, keep it under wraps. So I'm kind of conflicted on that. Like, is it true? Is it not? It's fun to theorize and think about it, but I don't know.
Yeah, if it's true or not, I mean, very, very personally, if it's true or not, it's just fun to think about it, but it's a good idea. That's it. That's about it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was like intended from the get-go. I don't think there was an overarching story to that. I just think it's interesting and it's fun to think about.
I guess I wish it was, is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, at the end of the day, sure, why not?
Instead of it being like, oh, Jar Jar's so terrible. Yeah, but he's supposed to be a Sith Lord. And you're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? To try to fix the thought of him being just the worst thing ever. But from the worst thing ever from that movie, allegedly, let's go to the best in Darth Maul. He's easily the second best villain in the whole Star Wars, right?
Oh, of course.
Behind Vader.
Hands down.
Best lightsaber in the game, right?
Yes.
Fuck the hand guard bullshit that Kylo got. Fuck that, right?
That was funny. That was fun.
I know, but you can easily fuck yourself if you just move your fucking wrist the wrong way.
Fuck yeah.
You're fuckzoid, right?
Yeah, but it was interesting because the first time you see Darth Maul, he was just this badass, fierce warrior.
Yeah.
But one of the first things I thought when Qui-gon leapt to the ship when he was escaping, and we got to see like the full shaft of the saber when he's powering it down, I was like, is that a type of spear, or why in God's name is that thing so long?
Yeah.
And then we get the reveal, and I just cream my pants. I mean, right now.
Right.
Now, when I was a kid, I didn't know what even cream pants were.
Ron, right? You don't know what the fuck's going on. I'm trying to remember. It doesn't matter. I'm going to go to a fucking rabbit hole.
What?
Because the voice actor for Darth Maul is not the same person that physically plays him.
No, the physical actor is Ray Park.
Yeah, but
the voice actor I can't remember.
I was trying to remember who did his voice, and I couldn't pick it up. So
no, but in Solo,
yeah,
Ray Park does the motion and voice, and he does everything.
He does everything. Yeah, I remember like a random like tidbit that is like someone who's famous, but I can't remember the fuck it is, and I'm gonna go a terrible rabbit hole and I don't want to, and I'm doing it right now. Help me, Lord.
So yeah, that was the best part of this.
He's the best. Yeah, he's the best. I like him. I kind of wish he didn't speak though.
Yeah, when he was okay.
It's weird when he does.
Yeah, it is very weird because again, it's all one note.
Yeah,
I kind of get it because for the bad guys, but everybody. But even on that note, this movie, for me, it was a meme for so long.
Yeah,
but now that I think about it, this trilogy, starting with this one,
yeah,
it's just walking and talking. just walking and talking.
Walking like a tuck
I was not sure how that song went, so I didn't sing it. Who sings it?
No idea.
Was it Amigos?
Probably.
Whatever.
Los Amigos.
It's walking like a talking, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because that takes a whole bunch of the movie.
Yeah, like you kind of wish they would like, okay, let's go, let's get to people, let's get to stuff. But I didn't think that the space between pew pews and the talking was that bad.
Oh no. That wasn't. It was completely bearable.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on Jake Lloyd as Anakin?
I mean, I don't know what there is to say because I don't know what to say because I saw him since I saw that. What I'm trying to say is that I would never know who to recast him with.
Yeah. I mean, he isn't great, but he's also a kid, and I get it. But I've seen way better kid actors. You know, he was better in Jingle All the Way. But again, I don't know if it's
shit, he was in Jingle All the Way.
He's the kid, yeah.
Oh my god.
And I don't know if it was the direction or it's just he's just a little too extra again. Because, or maybe he's just being normal, but everybody else is so monotone and colorless that any
sticks out like
a son of a bitch. I just didn't think he was fantastic. I don't want to be an asshole. He's a little kid, right? But he kind of would take me out a little bit too much because he's like too into it.
I mean, or maybe he was putting in his all.
Yeah. Anakin's mom said that there's no father, and she can't explain it either, how she had him. So is this for Jesus, or is it the theory that Palpatine like injected her like God?
I mean, yes, he's Jesus. He's space Jesus.
Right.
Not that bitch from Star Trek Discovery. But
right, shit.
Nah, that's what I've heard. I haven't seen that shit.
Yeah.
But allegedly he's space Jesus.
Because allegedly Palpatine, because he says it in the last movie that like his master was whoever the fuck, right? And he had the ability of like fucking with what the fuck are they called?
Midichlorians.
Esas vergas. Those midichlorians to be able to create life. So maybe that's like a hint that Palpatine met homie's mama and fucked with the midichlorians in her belly and created Anakin. So like his plans were from way back then. But before watching the other two movies, you're like, what the fuck? Anakin's just motherfucking Jesus out here, space Jesus. What the fuck's going on? Mm-hmm. But I think that's the standing theory, you know?
Yeah. That's the predominant idea behind Anakin,
which is not bad, but I'm not a fan of them giving explanation to what the Force is with the damn midichlorians.
Oh no, that was just icky. The midichlorian count from Anakin is higher than that of Master Yoda.
Yeah.
Are you for real?
So the midichlorians are microscopic intelligent life forms that live within the cells of all living beings. They're basically giving an explanation to the Force, which they don't need to. Just let it be the fucking Force, man.
It was interesting when you didn't know what it was. Just something that... Yeah. I think in the OGs was explained that the Force was something that... what was it? Linked us together or something like that?
It linked everything, all the human beings together or whatever.
Like
so a spiritual religious thing, right? Just leave it like that.
Yeah, the mystique behind that was interesting.
Yeah.
But now scientifically it is fuck you.
They and then they kind of harken back to like explain it. I mean, I don't know, how would you feel they would be like, oh, he used the Force to make a baby? I mean, that'd be kind of be a mamon. I get it. But again, if you're going to leave Jar Jar as a theory, just leave this a theory and let us figure it out as well. But I wasn't a fan of them explaining the Force.
Me neither. That was not necessary.
It's unnecessary. Just leave, you don't have to shower us with all the fucking information.
It would have been really, really cool if they said, upon meeting Anakin, like, whoa, what is this disturbance I feel? I feel it near this kid every time. I feel it every time this kid is in the room or in the vicinity. Why? What? And then they investigate and whatever. That would have been really cool because, I mean, everyone being one note and not having any inflection or emotions or everything, it would be interesting just to say like, whoa, what the hell is happening right here?
Yeah.
But then, the midi-chlorian count is off the charts. No, dude, doesn't feel right.
No. Am I wrong by saying that the fans don't like the pod racing? What is the feeling throughout the fandom? Is the pod racing good or bad?
I think it's bad.
You think it's bad, or you think they think it's bad?
I think they think it's bad.
What
I
do you
just think that I really, really, really liked it way much when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Because watching it as a peludo guy.
Yeah.
It was like, they're making it like this Jeff Dunham turn. The Jeff Dunham joke. They're making a left turn.
Yeah.
And that was every scene, and an exception for like one or two sequences. Mm-hmm. But they're making a left turn, and that was about it.
I do remember loving it as a kid as well.
I love the power raising game.
Right. I don't think it's bad. I think it's fun. I like the uniqueness of each pod, and they establish like a little ecosystem with, this is the guy that never loses, y la verga, right? And
this guy just has a no pod. The whole mystique or the lore behind that, it was interesting, and that every alien was different.
Yeah.
I always thought that the guy from the beginning was like a corn. I always saw he was looking like a corn with the leaves and everything. I'm like, that's so strange. Where's the elotes?
Yeah. I just like the uniqueness of the pod. Like I will say or agree, if this is the thing, that it's a huge detour from whatever the main objective is, which was what was the main objective? Invade Naboo for what? To get Palpatine into power? Like, what the fuck were we doing over here? Getting a part of the ship to do something, because right?
When they escaped Naboo and the Trade Federation attacked them, one of their drives or whatever got fucked, so they headed to Naboo.
Yeah,
because it was the nearest planet, so they could find that part and get the fuck out and go back to Coruscant.
But that whole part takes like 40 minutes of the movie of them meeting Anakin and betting for the thing, right? So it's just a giant detour that kind of becomes the movie in and of itself, right? You think episode 1, you go pod racing, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had fun. I liked it. It's fun. It was like a little nostalgic, but it's cool. Like, he's fucking racing and he beats whatever, right? I don't think it's bad at all by any means, but I do believe it's a giant detour to our main goal of the fucking movie. But right after the pod racing, we get our first Darth Maul snippet of a fight scene, which those are probably the best fight scenes in the whole series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying series out of all 9 movies.
Yeah, because the whole idea behind this is that they wanted to show Jedi's fighting at their prime, because we never saw that actually.
Right.
Until Luke and Vader, but even that was strange because we never have seen Vader fight for real.
Mm-hmm.
And in here, you see them being twirly and whirly and whatever.
Yeah.
And it was very, very flashy. But it was very disconcerting to see how they choreographed and shot the fights. Because you see that they're just waving a giant metal tube, because they were just waving a metal tube.
Yeah, the behind the scenes just takes all the magic out.
Oh, it's terrible. It's horrifying.
But at the end product looks dope.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying that the whole thing is bad.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that you see the guy behind the curtain, and I say that in the sense that they're just waving the stick, and you see that they're like animating everything to go to the sword.
Yeah.
Like the droids or the laser shots or anything that's going to them is aimed at the sword and not them.
Makes sense.
And I was like, wow, that's really blatant now that I see it.
Right. Once you peel the curtain back and take a peek, like the magic is lost. But I'm just talking about the very first snippet of the battle. That one's good, but I do feel like the fighting in this is better than all the rest of the series. I mean, 3 is pretty close, but we'll get to that when we do.
Oh, and it's really interesting in the way that you see like the different styles, because fucking Darth Maul just goes savage, goes ham on Qui-gon, and Qui-Gon is a little bit more reserved.
Yeah, especially towards the end too. What's with George Lucas and his weird ass relationships? Why can't they just be normal? Why does it have to be a hint of something weird?
In what way?
Well, Annie and Padme's relationship in the beginning is weird because, like Padme is like hella old,
hella old. I thought she was like 17, 18.
It might be. She might be 14. I think she was actually 14. And
Like the
Annie is
character?
9. No, I think the actors. But
Neta?
I think that was the real ages, but I think it could be Natalie's fault because she just looks so mature for her age, and she's had the same face since she was a child. You know, her face did not move.
And on this one, I think she looks really cute, but like cute.
Right.
That's it.
Well, she's 14, so chill out, pedo. You feel me?
No, but that's why I said she looked. She has
But
a
she looks
hint
the
of
same.
cute. I don't think so.
Well,
'Cause she looks
she's got
like
a little
cute,
baby
but
fat on her face, but other than that, she looks exactly the same. It's the same person, but yeah.
Bueno, see, because right now she's all refined and chatty
She's
and all
Chadman.
that.
She's Chadman.
She's Chadman. Sorry.
Fuck off.
She's gonna beat my fucking ass.
It's just the disparage of like a teenager and a little kid, right? Them establishing some sort of relationship. It just gives me the weird because I know where it's going with the next movie, you know?
And it's very like child, like I don't know how to explain it, but it was cringy when Anakin told her, "Are you an angel?" Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, like Annie was all up, like he was like,
All up in their business.
I don't want to say all up in the business, but I was trying to say like he was like in love with her the second he saw her and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he was trying to go for cute, but like all his relationships are weird. Like he has incest in the very first trilogy, right? Luke and Leia making out, and now this is kind of borderline pedophilia. It's just weird. It's just we just make it. Can't you chill? Can you chill? Can you chill? It's only 5 years, right? But it's just the way it's filmed and the way that it's insinuated. It's kind of fucking weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because even in the second one, where we'll get to, they're like, "Oh, you're like this little kid I used to see you." It's just a little fucking weird to me. You know, and Annie was supposed to be around 12, but they decided to do a 9-year-old to make it more kid friendly. But then we have a whole ass politic movie, so it's like, okay, what are we doing here, bro? Pick a side.
And by the end, you see a fucker cut in half.
Yeah. Which brings me to the Darth Maul second fight, which is probably the best fight of all the movies.
And the best scored sequence of any movie, I think.
That's you know, that and Darth. I mean, John Williams is the GOAT. You feel me? Like we can't argue there. No one's arguing that.
No.
John Williams is the GOAT
How
of the
could
GOAT.
you think that? Fuck no.
John Williams is the GOAT. And I in that fight specifically, I like that there was barriers and they had to fucking wait. You know? Remember?
The what?
There's barriers. There's
Like
levels.
the energy ones?
Yeah.
Oh, it's one.
So it's like first, you know, Qui-Gon versus him, and then the fucking barrier comes up, and it's building tension and drama, and there's no talking.
No, and that I think is one of the best things, the best sequences in all Star Wars. I mean, apart about the fight, but because that separation,
Yeah.
it is, you feel like Obi-Wan, like this is gonna get fucked if I don't help him.
Right. Like Obi-Wan is like, I gotta get past these barriers, and he passes the first one, and then the second barrier comes up, right? Mm-hmm. But they did a very, very good job of not falling into bad guy trope, right? Because if there was any other, you know, they could have very well had Darth Maul talking to Qui-Gon. I can't.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Sounds like a Pokemon. I can't fucking say that name.
Oh yeah.
He very could have Darth Maul explaining to Qui-Gon by the time the barriers comes out, like, you're gonna die and we're better than you and we have to come from revenge and the Siths are gonna win and he very could have done a 5-minute speech, but no. What do we got? Fucking Darth Maul just pacing and looking at him, pacing
Like a savage animal,
like a caged fucking tiger, right? And what is Qui-Gon doing? He's on his knees praying. And then what are we doing behind him? It's fucking Obi-Wan, like, God damn, I gotta fucking go in, you know? Like, you're trying to, you know, and no dialogue, no bad guy explanation. I think that part is the best part, I feel, of the whole fighting wise. Yes, we got the iconic Luke and the fucking spacecraft and the shooting the hole and the butthole, and then we do copy paste again. Yeah, I get that. But hand-in-hand combat, I just love that, right? Even over Luke and over, oh, I'm your father, all that bullshit, right? Mm-hmm. Just pure cinematic of this shit. They didn't over explain anything. It was all normal building tension and drama, and I like that very, 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 very much. And again, the dueling fates is fucking amazing.
And that passing of the torch also, I think, is one of the best things I've seen. because you see Obi-Wan clearly go from a Padawan
Yeah.
to a Jedi Knight when Qui-Gon dies.
Yeah.
I think it was gorgeously executed.
Yeah.
And I'm not a movie expert. I just like shit.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, there's really, really, really good stuff in these movies that are like, nah, they're gaga. They're like, hey.
That's the thing. I think that the shit everybody talks, although granted in some aspects, really, really, really overshadows everything good. And these movies, this one in particular, has a lot of good stuff and good ideas. Good executions, maybe not, but it still has good ideas.
Yeah, you have to dig around it, right? You have to clear off the other crap, and you're like, oh fuck, this is actually really, really dope. This also came to me. Did Star Wars establish this multiple battle at the same time trope? I was trying to investigate this. You know what I'm trying to say?
Where you have the Duel of Fates in Naboo, and in the Naboo,
you have 3 battles going on at the same time at different places.
Duel of Fates.
I mean, that was a fight. And then you had whatever the fuck Anakin was doing, shooting people, right? And now this is pod racing line, which makes no fucking sense at all. It's clearly not pod racing, you dumb little fuck. You're shooting shit.
He was a kid. He was a stupid little asshole.
Yeah, so you're not racing. So I don't know. Was that the problem? Is that why that line gets hated so much? Because it makes no sense?
Yes.
The nerds just fucking murder that joke all the time. Not murder like using it and it may kill people like funny. But like they drag it through the mud of how terrible it is. Now this is pod racing. Well, it's not though, right?
Yeah,
it's not. You're killing motherfuckers, right? You're committing murder and you're nine.
Not exactly. They're destroying droids,
but still. But back to what I was trying to say. Is Star Wars the first to have like 3 simultaneous battles at the same time? Because they did that in the first one too, no?
Which one was the third one? The fight where Padme is infiltrating the building?
Yeah. Isn't she trying to? Yeah, she's trying to get to whoever the fuck, right?
To the Trade Federation heads.
Yeah. So there's 3 battles that's going on at the same time. I was just trying to figure out and do research who else did that before Star Wars, and I couldn't think of anybody else.
Me neither.
So shout out to that, and it's good, because that's a trope that's followed, and other movies have done it, But Star Wars, varying degrees, but Star Wars is always doing the best in that sense. But yeah, what are your closing thoughts on or you have anything else to add as Star Wars? Phantom Menace.
It's not as bad as I remembered.
Yeah.
But it's still not a... It's a decent movie.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Yeah.
It's a decent movie. It's not like, oh my God, good. But it ain't shit bad.
Right. The movie is kind of confusing, but at the same time, it makes efforts to have great set pieces. The visual effects, or do they hold up? I guess not. The acting is hanging on by a fucking thread. And it has a few memorable moments, like R2 and C-3PO meeting for the first time. You're like, oh, yeah, that's nice, right? The villain in Final Battle is great. The music is off the charts. It's a little bit long. And... but overall,
it was over 2 hours, right?
Yeah, they're all over 2 hours. But overall, I give it a 7.5 out of 10.
I was gonna say a 7. So yeah, I mean, we're on almost the same boat.
But I was expecting a 4. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I was expecting a 4 also.
I was expecting a 4. So let's mark
something below 5.
Yeah, something that's like, what? But no, it's really not that bad. So let's mark Star Wars Episodio 1, The Phantom Menace, off the list. There we go. It's marked the fuck off. If you guys watched along with us, make sure to leave your comments down below. Theories or what do you thought about this movie? This is old. Were you old as fuck when you watched it? Any tales of your Star Wars Episodio 1 nostalgia? Please leave down in the comment section down below. Make sure again you like, comment, subscribe to this video because we're gonna subsequently do Episodio 2 and Episodio 3 for by the end of this month. And many more videos and movies for the list. Anything you want to say to the beautiful people, mi compa Felix?
Don't step in big doo-doo.
Oh, sure. Oh, he's a pharaoh, you do.